We are live and on. Yay. Okay, let me just watch us go live.
And so,
Hello, everybody. Yeah, go ahead, V. What'd you say?
how do I find us so that
So go to my personal page.
okay.
You'll be able to find it on my personal page. Okay. We are on you all a few minutes early because technology was our friend tonight. So we're grateful. We are just a few minutes early, but this gives you a chance to share this out. Let someone know that we are on. What would normally be Tuesday night is a Wednesday night special. We coming to you, giving you a hump day special. So if you would not mind, share this out with someone. Let someone know that we are on. Real Women is on, and I'll take a couple of minutes to share out myself. Would absolutely love for you to let someone know. And then not just someone, talk to us, say hello to us, let us know you're here so that we can say hello back to you. This is an opportunity for us to interact. This is not just a one-way conversation. So I'm going to share a little bit, and I'm hoping that you will do the same. And I am doing my due diligence in sharing.
Yes.
Okay. That's just a one-way conversation. Okay. So yeah, it's there. I'm going to share. Let's leave. All right. Is the background noise gone, V?
Yes.
Okay, good. All righty. One more share for me. Hello, everybody. Let someone know that we are on. We would absolutely love for you to share this out. This is your opportunity to get a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women. And we come on just a few minutes earlier to give you a chance to share with someone, let someone know that we're on, and for you to get settled. Because if you're driving, you may want to put the phone away or put both hands on the wheel. We want you to be safe while you enjoy this conversation. If you are at home and multitasking, don't worry, we got you covered. We are ready to share tonight with you. I have one more to do, and then I am ready to roll. Here we go. And I don't mind starting a few minutes early. And we've got some folks here. Hello. Come on and say hello to us. If you are popping in, we really want to interact with you. We don't want this to just be a one-way conversation. So please say hello. Let us know that you're here. All right, I am ready to roll now. My name is Trenace Richardson, and I am the founder of Real Women, where we exist to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we've been doing this work formally since 2013. And it was at that time that I decided I needed a real space to just be me without any judgment or preconceived notions about who I was or who I was supposed to be as a leader. Because before I was a leader, before I was a minister, before I wore titles and had positions, I was just a woman who loved God, who wanted to be poured into just as much as I poured out. And so Real Women gives women that opportunity. You have joined our sneak peek into a real conversation with real women, and we invite you this month to dig deeper into Real Women, to find out more about us by going to realwomenrock.org, and it's in the heading. Go to realwomenrock.org to find out more information about us. What you'll find there is, number one, you will find monthly sister circles that are happening in person in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia, Hampton Roads, Virginia, and Northern Virginia areas. We physically meet in our central areas on a monthly basis. Almost every Saturday of the month, you can find us meeting. We cover a topic that real women deal with, and it's not a presentation where you just sit and listen. It is literally a conversation in a circle. Literally, we host sister circles, and we invite you to those circles. If you are in or near or willing to travel, you can find those topics as well as those dates on our website at realwomenrock.org. In addition to that, if you are not in the DC, Maryland, Northern Virginia, or Hampton, Virginia area, we still host virtual monthly sister circles. And they don't look quite like this. They're a lot deeper. We go a lot deeper into topics, and I host them personally, and we host them for our all access members. No matter where they live in the country, you can enjoy a virtual sister circle where you are connecting with other women just like you, who are dealing with issues and topics that we want to support each other in. So we would love for you to check out our all access membership. Not only do you get that virtual monthly sister circle, but there are so many other benefits. You get to come to the physical circles whenever you're able to, free of charge, because it's included in your membership. You get to come to our annual intensive that we have at the end of every summer, beginning of every fall, and information about that is coming up. We're very excited about that. And in addition to that, any webinars, any in-person spaces, anything that we host as an all access member, you either get to attend free or at a deeply discounted rate because you're an all access member. So those are all of our announcements for now. And we have gotten ourselves to the 8 o'clock hour. I am ecstatic to have the guests with us that we have tonight. This sister is absolutely freaking amazing. I can't say that enough. Her energy is infectious, and she loves God, she loves people, she loves women, and her story is amazing. So I'm excited to share her with you. I have to tell you, before I allow her to share just who she is and what she does, is we have been in spaces together for a couple of years now in the Philadelphia area, and I have been able to see her. I know her story just from her sharing it, and I have been able to see her blossom and grow. Her business, her ministry, all of the work that she does is centered around being fearless. And I am just elated to have her with me, because we're really sisters in this work, co-laborers in this work, to help us live lives of freedom and peace and joy. And so Ms. Veirdre Jackson, hello, child. I'm so glad you're here.
I am ecstatic to be connected with you, to be in this conversation with you. You know what, the love and admiration is mutual. I just am inspired by your energy and the quality of the content that you share in this space. It is so rich, so valuable. So I'm just honored to be here with you and everyone who's watching.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, y'all, we are about to have a real conversation, and we're not going to have it by ourselves. We want you to be a part of it. Let me see who's already saying hello to me. Please say hello. All right. And so I see some good evenings. Hello out there. Listen, this conversation is about how to live strong and fearless, and we're going to do this a lot of different ways. But I want to start before I ask Veirdre to really just share who she is and the specific work that she does. I want you all to answer a question. Y'all know how I do, from 1 to 3, or you can add some verbiage to it if you like. But right now in this season and this space that you are in, how much are you allowing fear to drive or stagnate you, So are you living in fear right now? Are you living in fear? One, I am, and I'm saying, my fear factor is really high at a 1, right? My fear factor is really high. I am walking around just really worried, anxious, just really got a whole lot going on inside of me, and it's probably keeping me from moving forward. Versus 3, my fear factor is low. know I am moving forward. I recognize fear. I know that fear is present. I know, what triggers me, but I am moving forward in spite of it. So 1 means I'm really not dealing with fear well. 3 means I am walking forward. I'm moving forward. Give me some of those numbers. Give me some of your thoughts. And while they're doing that, Veirdre, would you mind sharing with us the name of your business, kind of where it came about, and the work that you do?
So the name of the company is Living Strong Consulting, and it actually came out of a broken place.
Mm.
So the name itself was born from my sickbed. In
Mm.
2016, I had worked myself into having to have a 15-centimeter cluster of tumors removed from my body. And in that space, I absolutely 100% believe and know the cycle of worry, fear, toxic experiences, toxic thought life, all of that directly impacted my health. And from my sickbed, I no longer had a job. God had given me grace to be able to have health insurance to have the surgery. I wasn't able to leave the bed for 10 days. And in that place, he brought me to, will you do what I've been asking you to do?
Wow.
And I honestly had nothing. And I remember saying to him, Lord, I've got nothing. And so he said back in my spirit, so now I can work.
Mm.
And out of that, the name Living Strong was born, Living Strong Consulting, because that is what I believe he has created each one of us to be and do. And the first product or concept we launched with is you are what you think. And think is an acronym. T, tested by fire. H, healed for a purpose. I, to influence others. N, with a no matter what faith. K, knowing that I am enough. And that was the platform that Living Strong actually got its footing in.
Wow. That is, the fact that it comes literally off of your sick bed, like literally the birth of
literally
yes, of your work comes off of your sick bed. And thank you for sharing that. I kind of couple both of these together because whenever I have felt weak, I'm thinking of so many scriptures right now. He's strong when we are weak. His grace is sufficient for us, and all of these things that we don't have to be strong in our own strength, right? But when you say living strong, I really want folks to hear from whence it comes for you. And so it comes from this place of having to deal with illness, and God showing you he needed you to represent him and to be his voice in this space that you're in. I would love for you to share. I see some wonderful things coming in right now. Love that acronym. They love the you are what think. I would love for you to share just when it comes to strength and living strong, what exactly does that look like? And how can that be coupled with us kind of walking? Because many of us are afraid to walk in our strength, to kind of operate out of our strength. The last thing I'll say before I ask you to give me your feedback is I think of in business circles, we study books like Strength Finders, because many of us focus too much on our weaknesses.
Yes.
We focus too much on what we cannot do or what we don't do as well. And so when I hear your business, when I hear the work that you do, I'm thinking of all of the times that I minimized or made small my strengths. And so what are you encouraging us to do when you say live strong?
You know what? It actually came from a place in which I made the distinction between being brave and being fearless. Brave is, I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Living strong and being fearless is actually recognizing I don't have to be afraid because I'm not the one walking in the room first.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not a reckless kind of I don't care fearlessness. It's a fearlessness of I have seen his track record.
Wow.
He has not dropped me one time. And because I'm just sold out on believing him at his word, I can be fearless. I belong in the room because he got me in the room. So I can walk in that space and beginning to, I literally just left a dinner with a girlfriend and I asked her, do you ever just wake up in the morning and say, you know what, God, I trust you so much. I just want you to tell me, what do you have for me today? And I'm
Wow.
just going to walk in that. I'm going to be attuned to what your signals, because I trust your character. And that has allowed me to be in a place of just sold out for being obedient. And that's where living strong really, everything we do comes out of that mindset.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I want everybody to hear what you just said before I ask your next question. I just want to reframe it for them, because the idea that you are not the first one walking in the room, that whatever you are endeavoring to do, that you're not the first, you're not approaching the space alone, nor are you the first one to approach the space, that if you are moving forward, then there has been a way made for you. And as a result of that, you can have confidence, and it's not a self-confidence. It's not a cocky, arrogant confidence. It really is. I think about the fact that I have always had family backing me. Always. Family has gone before me and has always had my back. And I don't have a doubt about that. I have family who absolutely love me and would give anything for me and do anything for me. I have such confidence in that. And so why would I not have that much more confidence in my creator God? And so I love that we just have to reframe the opportunities that we have, the moments in which we are fearful, when we're trying to attempt to do something new, or when there's a challenge that comes our way and we have to face it. We're not facing it alone. In fact, someone has gone before us. I wanted to ask you, and it looks like there's some folks who it resonates with. I am meant to be in the room because God put me there. I love that. And so I wanted to ask you something. This is a wonderful conversation I can have with you, because many of us who are listening can do more than one thing well. I just talked about the fact that, we don't give ourselves credit. Oftentimes we focus more on our weaknesses than our strengths. But truth be told, many of us know, especially at our core, that we are multifaceted and multi-gifted. And we know that because we wear a million different hats and we do it well. We are a million different things to a million different people. And each one of them feels like we are sufficient and more than sufficient in what we're giving them, because we are multifaceted. And so I'm not just a speaker. I'm not just a singer. I'm not just a creative. I act. I love to do all of these things. What I have found so much joy in your business and your ministry is that you are a consultant. You are a speaker. You are a teacher. You are a dancer. You are a liturgical dancer. You bring you're a writer. You bring all of your giftings together in order to be a blessing to people. Could you please talk about how you have gotten to the place where you're not afraid to deal with all of who you are, just in case somebody is listening and they're like, I'm just supposed to focus on one thing, or I see a whole lot for myself, but that kind of thing. Could you speak to that?
You know what? It actually came out of a prayer for me. I actually recall the day, and I wrote a post about this earlier this week. I recall the moment in time in which I asked God, the very gifting that you have given me in the field, in the marketplace of being a great speaker, I want an opportunity to be able to integrate not only the gifting I have in trauma-informed practices and educating teachers and a professor and all of that, but I also want to be able to integrate that with my faith, with my creative energy, with the ability to communicate and write well. Give me the opportunity to integrate all of them, and I promise you I will do it in integrity that will give you the glory if you give me the chance. And I asked for that opportunity, and 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 he gave it to me.
Woo! Can you stop right there? Stop. I'm coming back. I'm coming back to you. But I just want to stop and say, all you did was ask. I just want to stop and just pause for a moment and reflect on the fact that there was a desire in your heart for you to use all of who you are, and you asked. And I don't believe that sometimes we know and think that we can ask for the desires of our heart. I just wanted to insert that so you can use it as you move forward. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yes, because you know what? And just as you just shared, so there's a great book, and I know that you love to talk about great reads. So I'm reading Craig Groeschel's newest book, Dangerous Prayers. And I am loving this book because how often do we ask for dangerous prayers? The kind of prayer that, you know what, God, if you actually give this to me, I'm going to have to stay at your feet because it is so much bigger than anything I think I can do. I've got to stay with you. But I'm in a place of, I'm not putting God in a box anymore. Let him have his way. And I want to pray dangerous prayers that I am going to create impact, which is different from just having a platform. I want to have impact, God, wherever I go. And am I willing in the morning to start my day with saying, you know what, God, today is the day you are going to use me for a mighty work. I'm ready. All I want to do is be discerning to see you when it's time.
I just want to pick up something you just said and lift it up high for somebody to hear, because it is so important for us to realize that impact is different than a platform. So let me just say something, and if you want to elaborate, because I have, and I can share this with you from my heart. I have gotten to the point, there's a point in business where you're concerned, you want to make sure that you have a platform. Literally, those who teach business will ask you, what is your platform? And so you have to have an elevator speech or something within a few seconds that you're able to say, this is who I am, this is what I care about, and this is how I can help people. And so I'm not taking anything away from that. But I think as we move forward, we grow to the point where it is not necessarily important to me how many people know my name or see my face or, all those kinds of things. I want to make sure that every interaction that I have is impactful, because if I can do that, that means that it lives longer than the moment that I had with that person or those people. That moment lives on beyond me. I will move away. I will leave that conference. I will leave that workshop. I will leave that conversation. And that moment will live on, because that person it'll be a seed planted, and that person will be able to grow that seed and use it in their future interactions, because I've made impact. So you just said so much right there. I just wanted to pull that up. Did you want to deal with that at all? Or are you good?
I'm good. I think it's also in what you just shared.
Mm-hmm.
That's your why, right? Because if we are focused on how many people are in the room, every time there's not that number, you're devastated and thrown off of your game, and not showing up the way God has assigned you to show up. But if you are clear on why you are doing what you have been called, assigned to do, you lock into that why, it doesn't matter who's in the room. I've had moments where just that ask of God, integrate the two, create opportunities, where I've gone to appointments to coach, and I'm in the marketplace, I'm in the field, and the client has nothing to do with ministry. I am there strictly on business.
Yep.
Pulls out my book and says, I have been afraid of this or this for years. And I'm reading your book, and it is helping me to see things and life and God differently.
Wow.
It's just the two of us in the room, but you have just solidified my why. I don't care how many people are in the room.
Yes.
Will you do what he's asked you to do, regardless of the platform? Are you clear on why you are in the space in the first place?
Wow, that is beautiful. Absolutely. And it happens for us because of where our motivation lies, where our heart is, what we really want to do. I believe that it's literally the scripture that comes to mind is, if you seek, then all these other things will be added. So we get all of that other stuff as a result. More people want to be impacted because we take the time to pour in quality content, give all of our heart and our soul, give everything that God has given us to whomever he assigns us, no matter how many there are. This wasn't even something I was supposed to ask you, but I have noticed that you have been doing some amazing stuff early in the morning, like early in the morning. So much so that, and you got to tell the story, so much so, you don't think I've been watching, so much so that other people that you didn't even know were watching in such a way that they were willing to partner with you. Could you talk about that a little bit, please?
So that's one of those moments where it is not about competing with your sister, it's about complimenting your sister. So Obiama Martin and I were at dinner having a conversation. She laid out some goals that she wanted. I love fitness, I love working out, and I was honest with my sister. You're not going to meet that goal just by not eating particular foods. You are going to have to lift a weight in order to meet that goal. And she said, I can't do it alone. I said, I got you. If you show up, I'll show up.
Right.
And we just started this crazy. I send you a text. How do I get on social media with a split screen? We literally, and that again is, it's not about the platform. It's not about trying to finagle things. It's like my sister said, she needs accountability, and we are going to do this thing. So we're going to figure it out. So we end up 5 at 5 in the morning. We pick 5 simple exercises every morning at 5 a.m.
So slow down, hold on. I want to emphasize, it's a lot of people on right now. I want y'all to know, if you are looking for some accountability, if you are looking for something simple and easy, and if you're looking for something early enough where you don't have to leave your house, and there's somebody really there live, it's not a YouTube video, that this is a place you can go, because I believe 9 times out of 10, you are broadcasting it live, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so you can literally pull up Facebook just like you're doing right now, and you can exercise with V and OB. I'm telling you, this is something you want to hear. Okay, go ahead.
So we are doing this thing, right? And I decide, because I'm a runner, I need even more accountability. And it turned, again, going back to your why, it turned into this thing that it became a part of our everyday. Like it is how we started our morning, holding one another accountable, motivating one another, because we intertwine a message along with the exercise. Well, lo and behold, the co-owners of Snap Fitness, the gym that I started going to in the morning, to just be able to go straight onto the started watching. And they sent me, they said, well, this is motivating. What are you doing? Wait, explain to us what you're doing, because this is some good stuff.
Wow.
Would you mind if we collaborated and we made sure that you had the space every single morning? We will block off, create an on-demand message.
Y'all not hearing us.
This is your space for you every single morning. Can we do that for you? I was like, well, bless the Lord.
Can we do that for you?
Can we do that?
So let me just say, it was such a blessing for me to see, because I was like, when did they start doing this? Because how long? Because at first I saw day this, day that, with the numbers to it. And I just started following. And then they're in the studio. And then I saw a partner. I said, go ahead, V, this is working out. I just love how, if we do our part and literally just use the lunch that we have, just the stones that we have, that God will add to it. And people are watching that we do not know are watching. This is not about us right now, y'all. We are really literally sharing with you a sneak peek into a conversation so that you can know this applies to you too. Someone is watching the little that you feel like, when you feel like it's a little bit, I'm just doing my little Facebook Live, I'm just doing my little speaking, my little community service. You the one putting that little on it. Somebody is watching you and so impressed or so blessed by it, so encouraged by it, that all God is asking for is your consistency in your why and what he's called you to. So I just want to say thank you, sis, because you don't necessarily know who's watching during and after on the replays and stuff, but I'm one of those, and you have encouraged me. Thank you for that.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay, so folks are loving this testimony that you just shared about how, and it's encouraging, right, y'all? It lets you know that it can happen for you too, because it's someone, I can tell you, I know V, it's someone I've watched how literally God has taken her little and added much, and she's speaking across the country and just doing some wonderful, amazing things. So I'd like for you to share, as we're rounding out, you are traveling work that serve with you, that help you host events. You are creative, you write, you dance, you do all of these things. How are you able to balance it all? Just in your own life, how you exercise at 5 a.m, V. Like how are you able to do it all? And I, in addition to God just giving you the strength, the practical things that are involved. Do you go to bed early? Do you eat right? What's the magic behind your sauce?
So it absolutely is the accountability of the work that I do in the marketplace. So recognizing what we eat, the amount of sleep we get, our ability to actually relax, sister, sit still, actually being able to create a breathing practice that allows you to sit and reconnect with your body, the relationships that I have an amazing team of women who support every crazy thing that I come up with. They are in it. Sometimes they look at me cross-eyed, but they're like, okay, we're going with it. And so, and my thought life, manage it. I pay close attention to what I say to myself. And so it's very practical things in I have to commit to being in bed by 9:30. I've got to be in bed by 9:30 and really allowing my body to settle in, making sure I have enough water every single day, half my body weight in ounces. And I'm working on food. I think you can understand because I am on the road so much. It's difficult to eat whole foods, but I'm getting better and better at that. And in May of 20, literally 2 or 3 days just before I released Fearless Conversation, the doctor called me and said that I have celiac disease. And so I had to eliminate a whole bunch of things out of my diet. And so being very disciplined, you know why? Because I know I have an assignment and I must be strong enough in order to execute what he's asking me to do. And so I'm willing to be disciplined around that so that I can show up fully.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing the practicality of it, because someone will look at it, you know, and I'm about to ask you to share all of your information for these folks so that they will know how to reach you, what book to access, if you have any events coming up, so that you can share those things. But they can look at all of that stuff that you have. They can go to your website. They can look and just think you are the superwoman energizer bunny, who, you know, never needs any sleep, and you know you're a robot and you don't really eat or whatever. So the fact that you make sacrifices, because that's really, we don't have to see it that way. We can see it as just having a wonderfully disciplined, organized lifestyle, a spiritual discipline that allows us the fuel and the strength. It's really wisdom is really what it is to do what God has called us to do. But for many of us, it would cause us to have to give up something, TV in the evening, or, you know, some sugar and some flour, or, you know, made those sacrifices are what gives you the wherewithal to do what you are able to do. So it's good to be able to hear that balance, that there are some things that you've had to put in place to make it happen. It's not an easy road. I want them to know that it's
Not at all.
Yeah, it's not an easy road that you're walking, but we thank you for walking it. Will you mind just sharing all of the many ways that people can reach out to you, and anything that you have coming up that you'd like us to know about?
So
You there?
on Facebook, name Veirdre Jackson. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So Veirdre Jackson is where you would see the 5 at 5 every morning. Living Strong Consulting is a page on Facebook. Living Strong Consulting on IG. Veirdre Jackson on LinkedIn. My website is livingstrongllc.com, and email address is info@livingstrongllc.com. So those are the easiest and quickest ways to find out what we are doing. When you log in on the website, if you become a Living Strong Insider, it's free. We just want your email address. You'll be able to receive our monthly e-news blast, as well as our weekly blog, The Flip Side of Adversity. And the two big things that we're working on right now is actually this Saturday, where I'm doing an event for WOW. We're having a fearless conversation where I actually am going to take trauma-informed approaches and present them alongside of biblical principles for how do we actually begin to help not only ourselves, but those in our congregation and in our community that are struggling with trauma. How do we actually begin to help them get unstuck? That's this Saturday. And we're also launching a new project called Sharing Your Fearless Story. And there's an opportunity on our website to submit your request to share your fearless story. And then we post those monthly as well.
Oh, this is good. So listen, if you are in or near or willing to travel to the Philly area, you do not want to miss a live experience with this woman. You do not want to miss it. But I want you to start off by going to all of those places that she just listed. And I think I got 9 out of 10 of them listed up here, the website, the Facebook pages. Just start at one of those places to get some encouragement and motivation as it relates to living strong and fearless. It is possible for you to do, and it's a journey, it's a process, but you got to start somewhere, and you don't have to start over. You can begin again right where you are, and don't try to do it alone. Get some support. And so whether it's physical wellness, she's got you. Whether it's mental and emotional wellness, she's got you. And trust me, if it's spiritual wellness, she's got you. Thank you so much for being with us. I will ask you if there's one piece of advice that you'd like to give us as we are closing out, especially as women, but we have folks, guests that watch, men and women. But if there's one piece of advice, we are now in 2020. There's so many challenges, so many things that we could possibly be worried about. What should we be focused on in this season? Say it again. Start over. Say it again. I want to make sure they get
it. So seeking understanding.
Yes.
So in Fearless Conversations, we have something called steps of growth. Oftentimes people get information and they want to quickly create action. But when we do that, we create a misstep. We're challenging people to gain information, but be willing to sit on the step of understanding. Understand the broken patterns that have kept you stuck until this point in time. Get an understanding of where they came from and why they are continuing to show up before you try to create action, so that you can create action in wisdom and depth of understanding.
And many times we would hear from someone the opposite, but you're absolutely right. We could possibly do possibly act and do something and not have a mindset shift and not have an understanding and a discernment about what's happening in our actions and revert right back to whatever we were doing before. So thank you for that. And I think that's our alarm. I think that's telling us it's time. I just want to thank you so much for this time. It has been a joy in the many ways that we connect virtually, Facebook and messaging and that kind of thing. It's been a joy to connect with you like this. So thank you for your time. And I look forward to seeing you. Shout out to our WOW sisters and Mama Dale and all of those folks. We look forward to seeing you soon this year. But thank you all so much for joining us. This has been a sneak peek into real conversations with real women. Again, in addition to checking out all that Veirdre has, we have listed. And again, make sure that you are, even if you are watching the recording, that you would put some comments in there to encourage Veirdre, to let her know how much this conversation has blessed you. And you can check out her information in there. We'd love for you to also go to realwomenrock.org to find out more about who we are and what we do. And until then, we will see you next week. Thank you again, V.
Oh, thank you. It has been amazing. Love you much.
Absolutely. Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye.